welcome back to the Land Rover door restoration part 3, and today we're starting on the back door. This door is not too bad. There's a bit of corrosion down here, around about here and along here, just where the aluminium skin's been touching the steel frame. We've obviously got these holes where the number plate light was, or the license plate was. We've got this where I think this was the spare wheel holder. Mixed reviews on the internet for these. Do they cause damage to the door or not? Obviously in this case it has caused some damage to the door. And we've also got a bit of rust around where the door handle goes. We've got to fix that up. But apart from that, the outer skin, yeah, it's not too bad. It's recoverable. There's going to be a bit of dodgy filler. I could weld in some bits, TIG weld. I don't have a TIG welder, next door does, but I might do a bit of a bodge job, put some fiberglass behind it, and then we'll be able to fill that and blend that in quite nicely. So all in all, the back door, not too bad. Bit of corrosion in the aluminium to sort out. Moving round to the back of the door, this is where there's been a few repairs in the past. She's a bit worse for wear around this side. Not too bad down here. This is a bit of a repair in the past. I think they've just removed the rust and didn't put anything in there. Not too bad though. We've got some rust down here, just in the corner where the window goes. Perhaps a window leaked in the past and that's now rusted out. We've got some rust down where the door handle goes, just in here. Nice neat hole though, that's not too bad. But apart from that, the rest of the frame's not bad. I assume this came off of a car that was blue, or this colour once in the past, but and then it's been added on. So all in all, not bad. Bit of corrosion down here where the aluminium skin folds over. It's obviously been unfolded and folded far too many times, so we've got a bit of a mess down there to sort out. But all in all, not bad. I think the plan is we'll take as much of the paint off as possible. We'll fill these holes. There's some big holes in the back there. We'll take the paint off the front and we'll see what we're left with. It's not going to be a huge job, just a noisy, dusty job to get the paint off. I use a random orbital sander. I found the attachments for angle grinders are too harsh for this aluminium, so I use a random orbital sander with 80 or 60 just to get the paint off, and then I smooth that out or finish that off with 120 just to get it a bit smoother and not gouge the aluminium skin. But that's the plan of attack. We'll see how we go. First side I'm going to start is the other side. We'll get the paint off of that and we'll see what it looks like underneath. So after about 30 minutes of sanding with the orbital sander with 60 grit, this is where we're up to. You can see there's a lot of low spots. There's a big scratch there, big dent there. We've also got a few of the rivets that have come off, so we have a bit of a loose skin. Not too difficult. What I'm probably going to do is, there's a few rivets that are missing. I'll drill these out when I get round to clearing the other side. Put some new rivets in. I might actually remove all of them. This one's gone as well. So yeah, I'll probably remove all of them one at a time, put some new ones in just to tidy that up a bit. This corrosion, I think the license plate was here and that's had water sitting behind it. It's got also behind the steel frame and it's just corroded. It's probably rubbed as well over the years. It's in a nice straight line. We'll sort that out. But no, probably about another 15 minutes and all of the black should be off. We'll give it a bit of a smoother sand. I do need to get this black paint off. What I found with this black is if I put any epoxy primer or anything with a thinner in there, it lifts it all up, so it turns into a bit of a mess. So a bit of paint thinner on here just to get this off, and then we'll give it a smooth, and then in theory, once we've sorted these low spots out and the black paint off, she should be ready for just an epoxy primer, just to seal the metal and just stop it corroding any further. So onwards with the sanding. Okay, another half an hour of sanding, and most of that, all the black's come off apart from these. There's a few low spots down here where there's been dents in the past. We've also got this loose panel that's going to drive me nuts, but we'll get that sorted. Yeah, this corrosion's a bit of a concern. I'll have to have a bit of a look there whether we cut it out and TIG weld in a new panel, or I don't know, we'll see what we can do there. No, that's this side for now. I do need to get all this green off because this will lift up when I put any paint with a reducer on it. So we'll take all this back to the bare aluminium eventually, but that'll do for now. We'll start tackling the other side and see what we can find. So we're on the other side now. This is a big concern. This is extremely corroded, this aluminium part of the skin. We've got these rivets, a couple of them are dead. We'll replace those 3, probably replace those just whilst we're at it as well. Bit of rust. I think a lot of this would sand off, and then we can probably use some rust converter on those. That corrosion stopped. Don't know what they did there. Some miracle thing from the 1960s. It's probably banned now. And then we've got a lot of rust in here. Bit of a pain to get into there, but we'll work that out, how we're going to deal with that. And then yeah, just this flaky paint, get all this off, get this back to at least back to the original primer if we can, and then move on to the next step. So yeah, a bit more sanding yet, sadly. We've got to get all this off. I mean, this will never be seen because there'll be a door card over this, so it doesn't have to be pretty, but it's got to stop rusting because yeah, that is very rusty. So yep, carry on sanding, and yeah, and then get this a bit more presentable. Hopefully we'll use some rust converter on all the joints just to make sure that that doesn't rust anymore, and then hopefully we'll be able to do some epoxy primer just to get that epoxy on there to seal any surfaces that are bare, and hopefully give it a nice substrate for some paint. But we'll do lots of sanding to go. Okay, another half an hour of sanding just around these to get them back to bare metal. There's a bit of rust starting to form, so I've sprayed anything that's steel with that rust converter spray, the stuff that turns it into an inert substance, the label says. So whatever the inert substance is, it's now lots of inerting going on. So I'll let that dry, I'll let that cook for a bit. Hopefully that will stop any more corrosion. We've then got this rust around here to fix out. I'll probably cut that out and weld in a nice new piece. We've got this bit down here as well, bit of a curve, so that's a bit of a pain to work out how to fix that. But I'll let this dry now. Obviously the other side's still bare metal. I don't want to leave it too long, so we'll hopefully get a bit of a primer on there. I've just got a bit more sanding to do. Once this is dried, we'll get an epoxy primer on there just to seal it, and then yeah, we'll start tackling the other doors as well. We've still got the 2 front doors to do, but yeah, that's where we're up to with this back door. Not a bad condition. There is a fair amount of denting going on here where the number plate light used to be, or the license plate light. We've also got to replace the rivets. These rivets down here are pretty much dead. This one's hanging on. So yeah, we'll just replace those. There's a few rivets around, we'll replace those as well once we do the other side, just to make it a bit tidier. But yeah, onwards and upwards. And actually a bit of progress on this side. It's been a hell of a day. We've actually got epoxy primer on this now. I did try TIG welding these holes. I conceded defeat. I put fiberglass on the back. I know it's dodgy. And then I've put filler on the other side. So a dodgy fix for that one. You're going to have the door card over here. Probably wouldn't see it anyway. And yeah, fiberglass is pretty strong stuff. So yeah, epoxy primed, and about three coats on here, and it's currently drying. Give that till tomorrow. I'll flip the door over and do the other side. I found it's a lot easier to do flat. My spray painting is not the best, and I get runs and drips and everything else. So if I do it flat, I'm not going to get any runs or drips, although I did manage to get a drip there, which is impressive. But that's where we're up to. It's a bit of progress, which is awesome news. And finally, the back door has now been primed, or epoxy primer on the front. The back and the front have been done. This is done about 15 hours ago. So I'm just going to sit it in the sun now for the day, just to see if it can cure a tiny bit faster. After this, we've got high build primer, a few coats of that, a lot more block sanding just to get everything smooth, and then we'll do the green over the top. So there's quite a few videos on the internet on how to do panel and paint, so I won't go into too much detail there. But that's the doors done. Next stop, as I said, the green, or the primer, the green, and then the glass. I'll do a separate video on the glass, just because that's something I can't find too much info on the internet about, and we'll make that bit up as we go along. But there's the door, a couple of pits, a bit of filling to do over the top, but nothing major. And yeah, pretty happy with that. And whilst the doors have been curing, and between all the different types of paint, we've put some of the accessories on the Landy. We've now got wing mirrors, we've got the spare wheel holder, which is looking pretty ugly without a wheel on it. We've also got the bonnet catches on there, and I've done the front lights. Nothing's wired up yet, but that will be a next step. So thank you very much for watching this door restoration. Not the most exciting thing, it's actually been a horrible job. It's taken probably 3-4 weekends. I've still got another 2 weekends to go at least for painting them. But if you find these videos useful, hit the subscribe button, hit the like. We've got a few more things coming as we put this Land Rover back together again. And then hopefully we've got the electrics, and then getting a roadworthy, which will be an exciting milestone. The bumper, that's going to be black. We'll do that last. Bit of repair on the back one to do. But no, that's it so far on the Land Rover. The doors are done, the car's coming together, and fingers crossed. We've got a bit more work to do on the wheels. They're going to come off, they'll be sandblasted, new tyres, and then hopefully roadworthy is the next step. Thanks for watching.